Izuku Midoriya. Izuku Midoriya grew up in a world where nearly everyone had a quirk, except him. Born quirkless near Shizuoka Prefecture, he idolized heroes, especially All Might, and dreamed of saving people with a smile just like his idol. But when a doctor confirmed that he'd never develop a quirk, his hope was shattered. The bullying that followed, especially from his childhood friend Katsuki Bakugo, only deepened his isolation. Despite everything, Izuku never stopped believing in heroism. He studied pro-heroes obsessively, filling notebooks with their tactics and weaknesses. One day, after being attacked by a sludge villain, All Might himself saved him, only for Izuku to ask a single question that changed both their lives. Can someone without a quirk still be a hero? Though All Might initially said no, Izuku's courage in saving Bakugo soon after convinced him otherwise. All Might chose Izuku as his successor, and granted him One for All, a transferable quirk that stored the power of past users. After months of brutal training to strengthen his body, Izuku consumed a strand of All Might's DNA and officially inherited the quirk. During the UA entrance exam, he destroyed a massive 0-point robot to save Ochako Uraraka, earning hero points for selfless bravery. That act marked the birth of UA's next symbol of hope. Katsuki Bakugo. Katsuki Bakugo grew up alongside Izuku Midoriya in the same neighborhood. From childhood, he was praised for his intelligence, athletic ability, and early quirk manifestation. Nitroglycerin-like sweat that could ignite into controlled explosions. This constant praise inflated his pride and gave him the belief that power alone defined worth. Izuku's admiration only worsened things, as Bakugo mistook it for pity once Izuku tried to help him during an accident. By middle school, his arrogance had turned into hostility. He saw himself as a future top hero and treated others as inferior, calling Izuku Deku as an insult. But his confidence was tested when the sludge villain captured him, rendering him helpless. Izuku's impulsive rescue embarrassed Bakugo and forced him to face the truth, that even someone quirkless could act more heroically than him. During the UA entrance exam, Bakugo dominated the combat section, destroying robots with speed and precision, but ignoring the rescue aspect entirely. His raw power still earned him one of the highest scores. When he later discovered that Izuku had been accepted too, it reignited their rivalry. But this time, Bakugo's ambition began shifting from pride to genuine determination.
And you. Look, you can read the last part of Izuku's name is Deku.
Shoto Todoroki. Shoto Todoroki was born the son of Enji Todoroki, known to the world as Endeavor. Endeavor arranged a quirk marriage with Rei Himura, hoping to produce an heir powerful enough to surpass All Might. Shoto's dual quirk, fire from his father and ice from his mother, made him the result of that ambition. From early childhood, he was trained in isolation, enduring years of harsh conditioning under Endeavor's control. Rei opposed her husband's obsession, but the constant pressure broke her mind. In a moment of distress, she accidentally poured boiling water on Shoto's left side. Later, she tried to heal it with her ice, leaving a permanent scar. Endeavor institutionalized her soon after, claiming it was for Shoto's safety, but to the boy, it felt like losing the only person who showed him love. Haunted by his father's abuse, Shoto rejected his fire ability entirely, vowing never to rely on anything connected to Endeavor. He entered UA through the recommendation system, finishing second overall, and kept a cold distance from everyone. Only after meeting classmates like Izuku Midoriya did he begin to understand that strength could exist without hate, and that his power didn't have to belong to his father. Ochako Uraraka. Ochako Uraraka was born to a small construction family in Mie Prefecture. Her parents worked tirelessly, but struggled to keep their business afloat. As a child, she used her zero-gravity quirk to lift heavy tools and dreamed of helping them. However, her father told her that what would make them happiest was seeing her chase her own dream, a moment that reshaped her life's purpose. From then on, Ochako decided to become a pro-hero, not for wealth, but for freedom. The freedom to lift burdens, both physical and emotional, for others. She trained to better control her quirk and learned how to suppress the nausea that came from overuse. Despite her kind nature, she possessed quiet strength and deep resolve, shaped by years of family hardship. At the UA entrance exam, Ochako's instincts led her to rescue another student, instead of prioritizing her own score. This act earned her high rescue points and a third-place ranking overall. When her acceptance letter arrived, she and her mother cried with pride, capturing a photo of her tearful joy. From that day, her mission was clear: to become a hero who could lift others the same way she lifted her family's hopes. Tenya Iida. Tenya Iida was born in Tokyo into a distinguished hero family known for their speed-based quirks. From an early age, he was trained under strict discipline and inherited his family's defining trait: engines built into his calves that allow him to move at incredible speed. His older brother, Tensei Iida, became the famous pro hero Ingenium, and Tenya idolized him completely. Tensei taught Tenya that being a hero wasn't about status, but about reliability, the kind of person others could always count on. This shaped Tenya's perfectionist mindset. He attended a prestigious private school before UA, excelling in both academics and athletics. Despite his wealth and upbringing, he remained grounded and respectful, always seeking to uphold his family's honor through hard work. During the UA entrance exam, Tenya scored high in combat points, but initially failed to act when another examinee was in danger. When he witnessed Izuku Midoriya risk his life to save Ochako Uraraka, he was struck by the realization that heroism meant more than precision. It required heart. That moment redefined his understanding of what it meant to be a true hero, shaping his moral compass from that point forward. Eijiro Kirishima. Eijiro Kirishima's hardening quirk manifested when he was just 3. Startled by its sudden appearance, he accidentally injured himself and grew to resent his ability. As he grew older, he became inspired by Crimson Riot, a hero who valued bravery above strength. Yet, Kirishima often struggled to live up to that ideal, especially when fear held him back from acting. In middle school, when Mina Ashido faced down Gigantomachia, Kirishima froze and did nothing. The incident crushed him. Watching someone his age display the courage he lacked forced him to confront his own weakness. For a while, he gave up on his dream of becoming a hero, convinced he didn't have what it took. Everything changed after he rediscovered an old Crimson Riot interview. The hero's words, that dying without regret meant living without fear, reignited his drive. Kirishima trained relentlessly, dyed his hair red in tribute, and entered UA with a new identity. From then on, he vowed to become the kind of hero who never hesitated again, no matter how afraid he was. Fumikage Tokoyami. Fumikage Tokoyami hails from Shizuoka Prefecture and was born with a bird-like appearance due to his mutant-type quirk, Dark Shadow. The quirk manifests as a sentient shadow creature that grows stronger in darkness and weaker in light. As a child, his unusual form and eerie quirk often made him the subject of fear and ridicule, isolating him from other children. Instead of resenting this, Tokoyami found solace in solitude. He immersed himself in books, mythology, and fantasy, developing a fascination with darkness and the occult. Through this introspection, he learned to balance his emotions, understanding that his quirk's strength depended on his inner stability. Darkness could empower him, but losing control meant disaster. By the time he entered UA, Tokoyami had developed exceptional composure and mastery over Dark Shadow. His quiet nature masked a sharp analytical mind and strong sense of discipline. Though little is known about his early family life, his focus, restraint, and loyalty made him one of Class 1A's most dependable and mature students. Momo Yaoyorozu. Momo Yaoyorozu was born in Aichi Prefecture into an extremely wealthy and influential family. From birth, she had access to the best tutors, resources, and training facilities available. Her creation quirk, which allows her to produce any non-living material from her body using her fat cells, made her a natural prodigy. But even with such privilege, Momo carried immense pressure to meet expectations set by both her family and her own perfectionism. Unlike many of her classmates, Momo's motivation didn't come from hardship, but from responsibility. Her family's influence gave her opportunities, yet it also placed a spotlight on her success. She spent much of her childhood studying physics, chemistry, and anatomy to master her quirk's efficiency, understanding that every object she created required exact molecular knowledge. Her precision and intellect became her trademarks. When the UA recommendation exam arrived, Momo easily ranked near the top and earned admission through merit as well as status. Despite her advantages, she remained humble and empathetic toward others. At UA, she quickly proved that true leadership isn't inherited, it's demonstrated. Momo's composure, generosity, and intelligence made her one of the class's most respected and trustworthy figures. Tsuyu Asui. Tsuyu Asui, also known as Frappi, was born in Aichi Prefecture and is the eldest of 3 siblings. Because her parents traveled constantly for work, she became the caretaker of her brother and sister, managing meals, chores, and emotional support from a young age. This responsibility gave her a calm, grounded temperament that defined her personality. Her quirk, Frog, granted her abilities such as wall climbing, long jumping, and an elastic tongue. However, her frog-like appearance made her an outcast during middle school. Many classmates found her strange, leaving her with few friends. One day she met Habuko Mongoose, another girl who was lonely due to her snake-like quirk. When Tsuyu invited her to be friends, Habuko was shocked but grateful. That small act showed Tsuyu's empathy, her ability to look past appearances. Denki Kaminari. Denki Kaminari grew up in Saitama Prefecture and developed his electrification quirk during childhood. While the ability gave him offensive power, poor control often left him short-circuited and disoriented. Because of this, many peers underestimated his intelligence, branding him as carefree or lazy. Kaminari's upbringing remains largely unknown, but it's clear that he values friendship and acceptance. He uses humor and charm to connect with others, often acting as comic relief to ease tension within the class. Beneath that playful exterior, however, is someone desperate to prove that he's capable of more than he's given credit for. During training at UA, Kaminari learned to focus his electricity through specialized gear, turning his unstable quirk into a strategic weapon. Though still clumsy, his loyalty and courage make him one of the most approachable and good-hearted members of Class 1A. Mezo Shoji. Mezo Shoji was born in Fukuoka Prefecture and possessed a mutant-type quirk from birth called Dupli Arms, which allowed him to create additional limbs from any part of his body. However, his inhuman appearance, with tentacle-like appendages and covered face, caused fear and prejudice in others. As a child, he was often avoided or even attacked for looking different, leaving him with emotional and physical scars. One of those encounters led him to start wearing his signature mask. When a little girl once cried after seeing his face, Shoji decided to hide it permanently so he wouldn't frighten anyone again. This act wasn't about shame. It was empathy. He didn't want others to feel uncomfortable because of him, a reflection of his kind and selfless nature. Despite society's rejection, Shoji's sense of compassion only deepened. When he used his quirk to save a child from drowning, he realized that even someone with a scary face could still bring hope to others. That moment solidified his dream of becoming a hero. His calm strength, humility, and teamwork later made him one of Class 1A's most dependable members, respected even in silence. Kyoka Jiro. Kyoka Jiro was born in Shizuoka Prefecture to a family of professional musicians. Her mother is a musician and her father a sound engineer, and together they nurtured her musical talent from an early age. She learned to play multiple instruments and developed a deep understanding of sound long before she understood hero work. Her earphone jack quirk, allowing her to channel sound vibrations through her earlobes, made her sensitive to rhythm and environmental noise. Though her parents hoped she would follow their artistic path, Kyoka wanted to apply her talents differently. She believed that the power of sound could protect as well as entertain. After being accepted into UA, Kyoka trained to weaponize sound waves and amplify her quirk's destructive potential. Despite her laid-back attitude, she carries a strong sense of responsibility. Her mix of musical intuition and tactical awareness made her one of Class 1A's most creative fighters and a bridge between discipline and art.